Over a year ago, I got my first pair of barefoot shoes, and it gets me thinking, if wearing barefoot shoes has so many benefits, what if I cut out the middleman and just go completely barefoot? That's it, I'm gonna do it. How did I not think of this before? This is it. One small step for Pete on purpose, one giant leap for not wearing shoes. Oh, maybe not. Hello and welcome to the video. So today I'm going to be reviewing another barefoot product, and for those of you who regularly watch my channel, you know that I'm quite the barefoot shoes advocate, and I'm not one to make a song and dance about it. I'm walking on pebbles. Today's product I think is going to blow your socks off, because it's a pair of barefoot socks. Bare socks. As we all know, barefoot shoes are an expensive investment, which is why I did make that video on how to convert your old pair of Vans into barefoot shoes. However, these bare socks are only £22 a pair, and they're currently doing a 25% discount, which makes them £16.50, which if you're in the UK is about a litre of petrol. Anyway, I honestly don't know what to expect with these things. I've checked them out on the website, they've just arrived. I'm excited to check them on and see how this week goes. So they arrive in this paper package, which can also be recycled, which you know we like on this channel, so I'm very grateful for that. So yeah, let's see what we have. Okay, so it actually looks like a pair of socks. They kind of look like scuba diving. If you've ever been like scuba diving or worn a wetsuit, like wetsuit kind of shoes. And they got a mean grip on the bottom. Okay, I guess let's try these on first and see how they feel. First impressions, yeah, they feel like a pair of socks. They feel really comfy, and they kind of got the grip on the bottom, which kind of makes them feel a bit more sturdy than wearing a pair of socks. I am a little apprehensive about wearing them out in public. I am obviously vain, and it's just gonna look like I'm walking around in a pair of socks. However, once I feel more comfortable wearing socks out in public, I'm excited to test the socks out properly. I'm going to be taking them on runs, doing all my usual stuff, wearing them non-stop for the week, and yeah, give my final thoughts and reviews at the end of the week. So I'm excited, so I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. Okay, first time going out in the barefoot socks. What do you think, Loretta?
It looks like you're wearing ballet slippers. What do you think, Peter?
I feel really comfy.
Oh, good.
Thank you, I'm excited, not nervous. Confident man and a confident pair of shoes. Let's do this. My first time out in the shoe socks, and I felt a little self-conscious. However, I can't quite describe how free you feel roaming around your local stomping ground in outdoor socks. Wearing the shoe socks made me more conscious of the ground I was treading on, and therefore present with my walk. After exploring some new terrain, I carefully made my way home, excited for the week ahead. Hey, so I just got back from my first walk in the bare sock shoes, and it went really well. They're really comfortable, but I definitely did get some funny looks, and it did make me a little bit self-conscious that I look like I'm walking around in a pair of socks. And I just popped in to see my dad, and when I was gonna leave, he was like, you forgot to put your shoes on. And I was like, Dad, these are my shoes. These are shoe socks. So I think it's gonna be a bit of a psychological game, just being confident, knowing that people think you're walking around in socks all the time. But apart from that, I'm super comfy, and yeah, it feels great. So I'm excited for the rest of the week. For the rest of the week, I lived in the shoe socks. I even forgot I had them on most of the time. They really are so practical, whether you're working in the garden or even offer more stability when practicing yoga. By the end of the week, they were a little grubby, so I chucked them in the wash and they came out good as new. Before I knew it, it was the end of the week and I was ready to give you guys my final barefoot shoe sock review. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, so here we are, the end of the week, the final review. So I'm quickly going to go over the pros and cons and whether you should invest in some bare sock shoes. So number one has got to be the price. They're so cheap. As I say, they are £16, which you can barely buy any shoes for that, let alone a pair of barefoot shoes. So I think if you're on the fence about whether to try barefoot shoes out, this is a great way as an introduction into a barefoot lifestyle. I found that they are actually really good for yoga, as they prevent you from slipping, which is usually what happens when I wear my socks in the home. So good for indoor yoga activities as well. Also, when it comes to getting the benefits of barefoot shoes, I mean, you really don't get much closer to being barefoot than these. I mean, there is zero heel lift, which means you're pretty much touching the floor. Compare it to my other barefoot shoes, where you can see there is still a little bit of tread between the floor and your foot. These are about as natural as you can get when it comes to walking around. Also, as they are so light and durable, they'd be perfect for traveling. They take up no space. You could have them in your backpack. It's an extra pair of shoes. And then if they get dirty, you can just chuck them in the wash and they're good to go. So the first negative is going to be, I think what I talked about the majority of the video is I felt a little self-conscious wearing these out and about. I did get a few people looking at me a bit funny, which isn't something I enjoy myself. However, as the week went on, I did become a bit more comfortable wearing them and kind of forgot that people were even looking at me. Secondly, I would say if you're new to barefoot shoes, maybe these aren't for you. These are pretty intense. As I say, there is literally zero cushioning. This is basically a piece of material underneath your foot. So when I was walking around and you stand on pebbles, you can actually give you like a shock. You can feel it through your foot, which when you have barefoot shoes on, you can normally feel things underneath your feet. But yeah, this kind of hurt a little bit when you did stand on rocks. So you did have to be fairly careful on terrain, especially if you're walking on pebbles and rocks and stuff like that. And third and finally, it is November in the UK, so it's pretty cold outside, and these aren't the warmest things in the world to wear, so I probably wouldn't say they're the best winter shoe to wear. However, if you were going on runs and stuff like that, they'd probably be perfectly fine. So final thoughts. I absolutely love them. I mean, what's not to love? It's a sock that you can wear outside. As I say, a bit cold in the winter, so I probably won't be wearing them for a while. They'll probably just be my yoga and gardening sock until the weather cheers up a little bit over here in the UK. Or if we decide to finally go traveling again, I will definitely be taking a couple pairs of these with me. Anyway, that's going to be it for this week's review. Drop any reviews or videos you'd like to see in the comments. I'd always love to hear your guys' ideas, and I'll see you guys in the next one.